It's louder. Amplified speakers. So last time we met, we started our campaign. We joined the crew of the Little Purgle with the ship captain, Foigle Myrtle, who's a Toydarian entrepreneur. He goes around collecting artifacts to resell to people. On the crew, we had Nin, who is a archaeologist who helps uncover where these expensive items are and get information on how to get there. We have Hendrock, Duro Hendrock, who's a human engineer. And then we have Usagi, last name unknown, who is a Kaizo. They are currently the crew of the ship. Later on, we'll try to add a fourth to them. But last time we started in the middle of action, you guys had collected an artifact from a planet Alzak 3. You were in your ship and had to get back to the hangout, which is on the planet Sikron. As you were heading out, you ran into the Gazanti cruiser ship that belongs to Naboo Nelly, a Gungan archaeologist who also goes after some precious objects that you guys have run into before. You decided to take the path of traveling a straight line and charge the ship and hope to get to hyperspace before they did any real damage to you.
Yep.
Which worked out for you. You only got slightly damaged. After you made it back, Duro had to fix the ship, going over to a pull apart junkyard managed by Speen, and you were able to find the parts that you were looking for, as well as find a, I forget the name of it. That's what you needed to fix it. A comm jammer, ECM.
Yeah, the ECM suite.
Which is a add-on to your ship that will basically block out or flood radar systems.
It makes it so that our silhouette functions as though it were one lower, but everybody knows that we are there when it's activated.
After that, Min got a call from Foigle asking her to do research about the Bardottan Sphere. She was able to find out records that the last records of it is this was an artifact that was taken by the Jedi. It was related to the planet Dathomir, and that there's a rumor that it always finds its way back home. They got information about Dathomir, which there wasn't they got some information about Dathomir. Just saying it is a planet that was near the outer rim. It's mainly inhabited by Zabarak, as well as it was a common battle location during the Clone Wars. And everybody met up back at the Little Purple to discuss what they found. And since he was not here, Usagi went out to try to find a new crew member to bring us up to 4. But since we don't have a 4th player, he was unsuccessful. And I'll try to find the 4th player, hopefully for next time, so we can get our party up to full.
D-A-R.
Yep.
D-A-R-O.
Yeah.
That is where we ended. Everybody got 10 experience, I believe. Everybody got 10 experience for the session. And everybody's at the Little Purple with Foigle ready to give you information. Any questions before we start?
Nope.
Let me pause this. All right. So everybody's back on the ship. Foigle comes over and says, "We have our next target that we're going to go after, the Bardottan Sphere. I have a buyer for it if we can get it. And thank you for doing the research, Min, on what you found for it. It should be located on Dathomir. I was able to buy some information from Gemma, who is a information merchant that Foigle works with. I had to pay her extra to give Naboo Nelly some false leads, so to keep her from, or to give us a head start on getting the artifact. Try to make sure she doesn't come. But we'll be heading to Dathomir to try to find this sphere.
Get the Band-Aid off, do it.
Sorry.
So was it last night? I went to go see the new Venom movie, and like I had popcorn, like I saw it sitting there eating it, and there's like the movie theater changed where you don't have to have 2 seats in between people. So I was supposed to be next to somebody, but then I took the seat over to have one more space. Like even eating popcorn like that, it sounded like I was super loud chewing. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm gonna put this down. But okay, you guys all pile onto or hop into the little portal to head off to Dathomir. Who is going to fly?
Not it.
I know,
I can do
Daryl
it.
flew last time.
I can play.
Okay.
Remind me which dice are which. It's been a while.
Okay. So you build the dice typically with your stat of green dice.
And green is the attribute.
Yep, the green is the attribute, and then you upgrade based on your skill rank.
And that is purple, right?
Is yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Purple, red, and black are
Oh,
bad
that's the
dice.
threat, yeah.
Which you're gonna have, it's just an average check, so you're gonna have 2 purple dice.
Okay.
I
And
will help him.
The
I'll take the
ship,
co-pilot seat.
the ship have -1 handling.
It's -1 handling, yeah.
So you'll give you 1 black dice.
Here's the ship thing.
That's the ship. The
Okay.
sheet for the ship.
How can you have all your stuff on card stop?
Because I thought ahead.
Fair enough, fair enough.
All right.
So then the explosions get taken out by the triangles. The circles get taken out by the weird shaped face things.
I'm glad we've accepted them as weird faces.
That takes that one.
Which ones are the weird faces?
This one takes that away, but leaves an
Oh.
I'm not
advantage.
sure if it's actually supposed to be
Oh, okay, that's
upside
good.
down.
The triumph
I thought it
has a
was supposed to be
success,
that way.
which would take this away.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
have,
So this goes down to 1.
so you have 1
Yeah.
triumph and 2 advantages. So you are taking off. So you failed your roll, but you had advantages and a triumph. So as you take off to take out of that hangar, you kind of in a rush to get out to make sure to stay ahead of Naboo Nelly. You kind of scrape the wing on the bay as you leave.
Oh man, now I've got to fix that.
Yep. So for your ship, go ahead and just take 1 wound. Hull trauma is what they call it,
Yeah.
or increases the hull trauma by 1.
Well, co-pilot.
Hull trauma.
Oh, okay.
System strain. So kind of like characters is wounds and strain.
That's okay. I got it messed up last time.
Yeah, there was a little scuff there before.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. That was already there.
You just blame on someone else. All right.
That was pre-existing damage.
So with your advantages, you're able to, or since you're in such a rush to get out of the bay and clip the ship, your advantage is that you kind of jump the line to get out into orbit. For your triumph, is there anything you can think
Doesn't the
of?
triumph also count as a success?
It does, but you had a failure that took it out. So you still have the
Oh.
advantage, which is kind of like a critical
Oh, I see.
critical success, but and it could just be a bonus to your next roll, or if there's something cool you can think of.
I'll take a bonus on my next roll.
Okay.
It's a blue dice, right?
You'll change a green to a yellow.
Oh, okay, cool.
Since you use advantages to get the blue ones,
Mhm.
the triangles will let you upgrade them. So,
Does Foil just have to go lay down knowing that his ship's in the hands of two people that keep beating it up?
as long as you keep
Excuse
using.
me, I'm not a bad pilot. I'm just a reckless pilot.
So as long as you continue to be successful on the missions, he just knows a part of the cut has to go to fixing the ship. Well, once you continue to fail on missions, he's gonna be much more concerned about how you treat the ship.
Fair enough.
You guys make it up into space towards one of the points for the hyperlanes to jump to Dathomir. So go ahead and give me an astrogation roll.
I can do that.
Okay. And if you you can do it as a group check if it works out better for you.
Sure, I can at least help. What do you have, 3 intellect?
I've got 4 intellect and
Okay.
2 astrogation.
Okay.
I didn't take anything in education
Okay.
yet.
Then you can take a boost from her help. So it'd be 2 yellow, 2 green, and it'll just be average. But if it's cold, let me know. I can turn down.
I'm all on cold.
Well, it's really only 'cause I'm running with them.
But I did buy this little snuggie thing today. It was kind of cool.
Well, 5 years ago, found a Forever Lazy, which is basically a snuggie that's a onesie.
3 successes and 2 advantages.
Dang.
Okay. There's one of my friends who comes on Saturday. They keep their house at 65 degrees all the
That's
time.
really cool.
And I'm like, all right, I'll cool it down to help out, but there's no way I'm going that low. It's below 70, I have to go get my sweatshirt. So, okay, you said 3 and 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a giant blanket poncho. Wore it for like 5 minutes, started sweating.
So you guys are jump to hyperspace. Traveling is at the star streak in the space. It's about an 8-hour flight to get there. So if there's anything you want to do or any discussions you want to have along the way, head to Dathomir to try to find the Bardottan Sphere.
I guess I should technically try to see if I can fix any of the damage that the ship has been subjected to.
Okay. While it's in space, you can fix the strain of it.
Okay.
Looks like it has 1, so it would just be an easy mechanics check.
Okay.
For fixing the hull, you have to be outside and
In space.
A
Yeah,
safe, a safe little
preferably
spacewalk.
docked and- yeah,
Never safe.
and
I get
in
a
the
boost
correct dimension, depending on your version of Star Wars.
So 3 successes, 2 advantages.
All right. So the successes repair will take you the strain, and you have 2 advantages. If you want, you can, as you're fixing the strain, you're able to modify the engines to give a boost on the next roll.
Okay.
Mm.
And the only other thing I'm going to be doing is basically probably listening to like the Hut Ball game or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, I figured we try to come up with a way to narrow down where the sphere is.
That's your job.
Oh, okay. Is there any way for me to actually do any more research on the ship?
Yeah, you
Cool.
still have access to the HoloNet, as well as you can try to reach out to contacts that you may have. So you can go and do a knowledge lore check. And it would be 3 purple and 1 black because it's about an old subject. Another talent that removes black dice. I don't know if you bought last time you didn't buy them, but I don't know if you bought them with your experience.
Oh no, I took knowledge specialization.
Okay. So that one you need to pick what skill you want it to work with.
Yeah. Ooh.
So one of the failures would go away from the success generated by the triumph.
When making checks without skill may spend trying to gain that's equal to. Okay, I'm not sure if I fully understand
Okay.
knowledge specialization.
So with the triumph, you get one success as well as the triumph aspect of the roll.
Mhm,
What that lets you do is you can get rid of the triumph aspect of your roll
mhm.
and gain additional successes equal to the number of ranks of knowledge specialization that you have.
Okay,
So if you have one right now,
yeah,
you get rid of your triumph part and you gain one extra success. If you had two of it, you get rid of the triumph part and then you gain two successes.
okay,
Basically, you'd end up with one disadvantage.
yeah. You have one disadvantage.
Uh, Okay, so you're not able to find that much information, or you're not really able to find much more than what you found previously. When going through the holonet, because it's on a planet that's not heavily inhabited, as well as the artifact is not mentioned that often. As you head to, as you come out of hyperspace, seeing Dathomir ahead, which is has a dark tan color to it, is kind of covered in creepy forests, those little small civilizations scattered amongst it. You have, I don't know what the capital is, but you see the capital planet, the largest inhabited spot on the planet. That'd be easy to get to. If you want to go try to find information before searching, or
Should probably go do that.
all right, so you head down to the capital. This planet doesn't have any defense force on it. It's kind of a lower technology world. So you're able to land without having to talk to security forces. If you want to go ahead and do a piloting roll for landing for me.
Okay.
It'll be easy. So just be one purple, and then you'll get one black because of the handling of the ship. And it starts with greens and it changes to yellows.
Oh, wait. Green is your attribute, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's green is the highest of your attribute or your skill. The
Okay.
majority of the time, your attribute is going to be higher than your skill, and then you upgrade based on the other number. So
Okay.
be 4 green, and then if you have 1 rank of piloting, they change one green. Change one of the greens to be a yellow.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I'm
Sorry, it's
helping
coming back to me.
Yeah, no worries.
And then I saved one of mine for the next time I made a piloting skill, so I get an extra white. Is that right?
Yep.
One of my advantages.
And there's one black.
purple, one black.
1 purple, 1 black. You're flying through clear sky, so it's easy. Just 1 black because the
All right.
handling the ship.
So 2 threat. So it cancels those 2 out, turns that to a single success. So 2 success. And nope, sorry, 1 success. And that's it.
Okay. So you're able, it's not the smoothest landing, but you're able to land at the docking bay with no further issues. As you land, a couple of Zabrat come out and come up to your ship to greet you. Like, welcome to Dathomir. What brings you out this far?
tourism.
Oh,
Oh, we're lying. Okay.
okay. What part of the world are you here to see?
The canyons.
I thought this was forested planet.
There's canyons on Dathomir though.
Yeah, there's some canyons. There's not too many creatures in them, but Are you game hunting?
Sure.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh dear God.
It'll just be average two purple.
This is gonna be interesting.
You can take a boost because overall you really he probably doesn't care very much, but
2 disadvantages.
okay. Go ahead and just take 2 strain for your disadvantages. It's like yeah, the canyon has some wildlife in there. Nothing too exotic. Do you guys need speeders to get over there?
Yes.
There's a rental shop just a little ways in town.
Okay.
All right. You want me to refuel your ship and does it need any?
I point out Foigle and see, you see that gentleman right there? He's the one you need to discuss that situation with.
Oh, okay. He heads onto the ship to go talk to Foigle.
So I guess we head down to the speeder rental shop.
Okay. You go down and it's not too far off the path from the landing pad. And it's Forester speeders. And inside you see a pair of Zabaraks who are sitting there at the desk, just hanging out.
I walk in.
Okay. As you walk in, they hop down. You're welcome. How you doing?
Fairly well.
Well, that's good to hear. What brings you? What brings you? What brings you in today?
I would like to rent a speeder.
All right, just one. We got plenty.
Well, how many individuals can your speeders carry?
Two per person.
All right, then I guess we're gonna need 2 speeders.
Foil come along with us.
It depends. If you ask him to, he's willing to, but he's not the most athletic or dexterous or.
It might be a good idea to leave him here so that he can make sure the ship is fueled in case we need to get out of here in a hurry.
Oh, I was just gonna say we could eventually ditch him, but yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, I guess you could eventually ditch him too, but all right. 2 speeders. How many days did you need them for?
3.
3 days.
Sounds right to me.
All right. It'll be 65 credits for the 3 days, or for the 2 speeders for the 3 days.
I can cover
How's money?
40. I only got 40 credits.
What do we start with? Credits?
You start with 500.
500.
I only have 40.
Well, if we
What
both
are
have 40,
spending on?
we can cover that at 65.
Yes, we can do that.
So
Okay. So one person has 16 left, or 25 left, and the other person's broke. We can do 32 and 33.
yeah, let's do that. 32 and 33.
All right. If they go out and they give you the keys to the speeders, they let you inspect them to make sure there's no funny business. If you want to make a mechanics check, you can.
Yeah, I will do that. So you got 8 credits left. All right, so
It'll just be easy.
easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The speeders start, so it makes it easy to get under them. And
Well, that's a lot of successes.
that's only good.
4, 5 successes, 1 disadvantage.
Okay. As you're looking through them, you kind of open up some of the panels and end up getting sparked and take a plane strain for your threat.
Okay.
But looking through the speeders, you find no physical problems with them. All the wires seem to be in good shape and reinforced. And good quality.
All right.
What would you like to do next?
Well, we gotta figure out who's gonna pilot these. I can pilot one.
I should be able to do the other.
Okay.
All right, where do you want to go to try to get information?
Local tavern might be a good spot.
Yeah, we can start off there. and See what
Okay.
else we can learn.
All right, you're able to find the one of the local watering holes. Inside, as I said, it is the home plant for the Zabarak. So there's a couple of non-Zabarak every so often, but overall, Zabaraks are the majority of the people that you end up talking to. Which are the Darth Maul race. You walk in, as you walk in, the barkeep sees you and kind of gestures you up to the bar. It's like, welcome. It's nice to have some new people in the bar. What can I get for you?
Water.
And you, sir?
What do you got that's strong?
He named some drink that you haven't heard of.
Okay.
I grant that one.
Okay.
I'll have one of those.
All right. He goes back and gives you your glass of water and brings you over to their cups, probably like double of like what a shot would be in the size. There you go. You guys need any food or what brings you into town? Is that, well, I'm assuming you're new here. I haven't seen you around. Well, if you're not at Savarax, it's normally the easiest clue.
Game hunting. I'm just running with it.
Game hunting. Okay. Well, are you a very skilled game hunter?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
At least you're honest.
Well, if you're not from here, one of the most common games that's hunted here are Rancor. So if you aren't that comfortable, if you're not that comfortable with your abilities, I would recommend trying not to go after the Rancor. Probably smaller. He names all different animals that are native to it, like smaller birds or kind of like large cat-like creatures. So they're typically out. Typically, you can find those in most woods, but definitely keep an eye out for Rancors. They're easy to hear, but if you don't pay attention, they are definitely hard to deal with.
Okay. Good to know.
I like to just know things. Yes, or I heard a rumor about this item that used to be here, and I just wanted to know if it was here.
Oh, okay. What item?
The Bardottan Sphere.
Go ahead and make a charm check.
Oh no. I'm not very charming either.
We need a talky person.
I guess what?
It'll be average. So
Oh no.
we'll give you a step back because you only order water.
Look, you can't drink and research, okay?
She gets a boost die because unlike us, she's sober, right?
That should totally work.
Sure.
Ooh.
And if you,
Oh man. Okay.
Oof
Well,
is
that's fair.
right.
but
We have a 3 threat and 3 advantages. Doing good.
all right. He's like, I don't know anything about that dark magic stuff. people around here aren't gonna be too warm to talk about that.
Why do you call it dark magic stuff?
It was, that sounds like one of the artifacts that was part of the Night Sisters cult that was lived out in the woods years ago.
Are they still here?
Some people say they are, but
Well, that's all for me.
okay.
Not gonna get any more information.
Did you happen to know anybody who might know something about the Night Sisters?
Go and give me a charm check. Well, I think it's just as bad, but you can take a boost because you actually bought alcohol.
Wow. Whatever.
And it's
2 purple.
okay. Holy. Okay. One success, one advantage.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I rolled decent on that.
Better than me.
There. Outside of the city, living in the woods, northwest of here, there's a old lady who knows more about them. Tembry is her name.
Oh man, we're gonna go see an old witch.
She would be the best one in town who could tell you anything about them.
All right. Thank you. Take a big swig of the stuff
Okay.
Is it good?
all at once. Yeah. Is it good?
It's super strong. It doesn't have much taste to it.
Smooth.
I see why you like this. Okay. So you're gonna take your speeders and try to go ahead and find Tembry.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and go and give me. You can do a group streetwise check.
Oh,
Oh
So-
no.
I have 3 cunning.
I have 2 cunning.
2 probably. Yeah, 2.
Oh, okay.
It looks like you're doing the roll.
Oh. Again.
We'll make it easy, but we'll give you a setback. So 1 purple, 1 black.
Oh, 1 purple.
Yeah. But then because I have more destiny points, you can go ahead and flip 1 over and then change your purple to a red.
Yes, we did.
As you asked about a witch.
What am I?
You go around and as you try to ask about Tembry, people don't want to talk about her. Like most superstitious places, they feel that, or they believe that she may know that they've told strangers about her, and they may get cursed.
She's on the outskirts of town though?
Yeah, she's a little
Outside
ways
of town.
out of town towards the northwest. Okay.
I say we just head that direction.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and give me a go and do a survival check for going through the woods.
I think that's his job for survival.
Survival. I have a 2 in cunning, so
Okay,
Okay, I have a 2 in cunning.
so she is 3 in cunning.
Again. Against.
We'll do the same as last time. So I'll upgrade your purple to make it a red. You can take this and point.
With a disadvantage again?
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
we're going through very unfamiliar territory.
Hopefully there's a success in that.
All right.
We have 2 successes and 2 disadvantages, or 2 advantages.
Okay, so you head out northwest of the city and drive through the forest. It doesn't take very long. You head down this path and you notice that there's a turnoff that's kind of, it looks like it's used, but not nowhere near as much as the main road. As you go down, there's a long driveway, and then you see a wooden shack built up on a small little hill with a porch up front, and out front you see what equivalents to like the bar that horses get tied to, but there's no animals in front of it, and just a couple like leather straps hanging down.
Do we tie the scooters to it?
All right, so I guess we drive the speeder bikes up there and
Okay,
get off.
okay,
And then I go up to the door and knock on it.
all right.
Unless there's like a little old lady on a rocking chair on the porch.
No, not on the chair.
Okay.
You go up and you knock on the door, and at first you hear nothing inside, and then you start to hear soft feet, so heel shoes starting to walk towards the door, and the door opens slowly just a crack as you see a white-skinned female who's no hair on her head, kind of just peering through the side. What do you strangers want?
Sorry to bother you, ma'am. We were looking for a Tembry.
That's me.
We were wondering what you could tell us about the Night Sisters.
Why are you asking about the Night Sisters? They're gone at this, well, mostly gone at this point.
See, that's an interesting operative term there. And we were planning on going in the woods, and we would like to not get on their bad side.
She opens the door further to let you in. Come, sit.
Thank you. I go in.
Okay. There's just wooden furniture in there, kind of a large entry room. She sits down in her rocking chair there, and so the Night Sisters, they've been gone for years. One of the last ones that I know of, but they have years ago they were wiped out by the Separatists during the Clone Wars. Tons of robots flooded the planet and lay siege to them.
That sucks.
are you the only one here
Uh,
on this colony?
I'm the only one in this civilization that I know of. There's probably some in other colonies on the planet that fled when the attack happened.
So you're the-
It's been a while, so it's made it easier to deal with, but still one of the horrible aspects of war.
You didn't want to trespass near forest without speaking with you, as we heard. This forest used to belong to the sisterhood.
Years ago, there was like 600 strong that'd be out in the woods watching to make sure that intruders didn't come. Some of them were even able to tame their rancors to use to help as protection. But besides the history lesson, what brings you out to inquire about them.
Only that, we didn't want to trespass in your forest.
Okay.
Why don't you stay in your old stomping ground?
It's, especially with my age, it's hard to live out on your own. So I prefer the wilderness, but being close enough to get some resources from town is helping to keep me go.
We'd like to go hunting near your old temple. Where is that?
Near the temple. Been around there in years. Go ahead. Go and give me a charm check.
Eesh.
I want to lie because I know I'm gonna have to roll.
It's just 2 green, right?
Yep, but we'll give you 1 purple. Because she doesn't get many people who talk to her, so she's willing to talk. I mean, you get a boost because you've been inquiring about it.
2 advantage, 1 threat, so 1 advantage.
Okay. Well, the temple's a sacred place. That even when the Night Sisters were here, they typically didn't let outsiders into. I know with them gone, it's not as much of a concern, but you're gonna have to give me more information of why you want to go to the temple.
Well, we wouldn't dream of going inside, but we are sure it houses different beasts that have sought refuge inside its walls, and probably ripe for hunting around the outskirts.
So
But we wouldn't want to go inside. Have no interest in that anyway, and probably is too dangerous.
so game hunting.
Yes.
As I mentioned, there are rancors out there, so indeed be careful. Are you ready for night night? Ready to go night night? Yeah.
Your volume button's right down here.
All right. So she asked, you told her that you were looking to hunt around the temple, and she told you that, of course, rancor are around, as well as jackal panthers are typically inhabited that area.
Yeah, we're most interested in the jackal panthers, which we heard were around the environs of the temple.
Just as long as there's no giant spiders.
Right.
Oh, are you terrified of spiders?
Who's not?
It could
Especially
be like
giant
a
ones.
thing. It could be
That's an actual
It's like-
thing on Dathomir, though.
I don't like little ones. Why would I like?
I've been playing
big ones are easier to
Fallen
hit.
Order, and that's like the most common thing you run into when you're on
Giant
Dathomir are spiders that are like this big around.
No, it could be like an obligation thing.
Well, there you go. We definitely don't want to go to the temple because giant spiders are not our thing.
Okay. She stands up and goes over and kind of goes rummaging through her drawers and gets a piece of paper and kind of makes a crude map to show you how to get to the temple.
Did you want to come with us since you haven't been back in a while? I'm betting on her saying
Well, what
no.
if she says yes? No?
You see her kind of think about it for a little bit, and she looks over and
We could really use some help dragging the rancor back.
she kind of looks over and like matter on her wall. It looks similar to like primitive bows, but it's more advanced. And she's like, no, I haven't used that in too long. Thank you for the offer, but no.
What if she said yes, and then we had to figure out how to like get rid of her to go into the temple?
Well, then we murder her and then go back and take her
I
fancy
don't know
bow.
about that either.
Well, you're going to the middle of the woods where there's panthers and rancors.
Accidents happen.
You just shoot her in the leg, and well, she probably won't make it back. You wouldn't kill her.
The giant spider would.
The panther or spider or rancor,
Oh,
you know. As long as you justify it to yourself that you didn't kill her. That's what's important.
All right,
But
I guess we can go. Start
All right.
Can I
hunting
go
these
stare at the
panthers.
bow real fast though? Maybe it's a cool thing.
It's a cool thing.
We need to learn things. At least my character needs to learn things.
Okay. You go over and take a look at it, and she notices you do that. She heads over and she's like, "Have you seen one of these before?"
No.
They were one of the main weapons of the Night Sisters. They're energy bows, and she takes it down,
That's
and you see her press a button on it, and a crackle comes from the two tips of the bow, and
It's just like the Wookiees.
cool.
I don't say that
and
out loud.
she's like, with it, once you draw it back, it automatically generates a bolt, so you don't have to carry ammo with you.
That's
And-
cool.
She releases the button and it shuts back down, and she puts it back on the wall. But that was mine from years past.
Is that the preferred weapon of the Night Sisters?
That's what they used when hunting. For self-defense, they have a name for it, but I don't know what it is. She tells you a name, which are basically fancy knives or mixture of like a knife and a sword. It kind of remind me like the kukri, where it's like a weighted blade on the end.
Like a leaf blade.
So that was the preferred weapon for close combat, but the energy bow is definitely the preferred one for hunting. Well, if there's nothing else I can help you with, I wish you the best of luck.
Well, we're gonna need it.
If you for the Panthers, are you just going after them for their pelts?
Right.
If you do happen to catch some, if you don't mind bringing the body back, I would enjoy to have them for food.
Okay.
She kind of walks you to the door and closes it.
Cool. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, we have a side mission now. We heard back
Something.
Panther.
Okay. So you guys hop in your speeders.
Yep.
And start heading over. Go ahead and give me a pilot planetary checks for the two who are driving.
Difficulty.
It's going to be 2 purple, as well as a setback because you're driving through the woods.
What's the handling on these things?
It's 0.
Okay.
No, that's saying it's like.
Make sure I do this right,
Catherine.
because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
4 agility, so I take 4 green dice, and then I have 1 point in the piloting, so I upgrade 1 green to a yellow.
Yep.
That's it, right? Okay.
Yep.
I want to use one of these.
Okay.
Two successes, 2
I'm
disadvantages.
gonna write with him. Right.
Well, I want to see his results first.
No, we'll figure
I
it
have 2 advantages. All my successes were canceled out.
Okay.
out. Oh,
I
no.
keep on rolling 2.
I did better.
Yeah, they're horrible.
There was a lot of like green still showing, okay?
Yeah, but both of the purple were double.
Oh,
I keep rolling
man.
plenty of successes, but I'm rolling equal
Yeah.
or more on the double failures.
There's one of
Let's
the
come out this
podcasts.
walk.
One of the podcasts I used to watch, like one of the players, like commonly he would roll on the good dice, they'd come up blank, and now on the bad dice would be all threats.
Oh.
And it's like, so I fail with at the maximum amount of threats that I possibly can. Great. So, and there's one where the person made a simple check where you rolled no bad dice and still failed because all the dice came up blank for advantages. And it's like, what? There's no bad dice. How can you fail this? So you had 2 successes, but 2 threat.
Yes.
Okay. You're able to, you take the lead and you're able to stay on the path and continue to find paths that will let the speeders go down as you continue to go towards the temple. We'll just give you 2 more strain for your 2 threat.
I'm gonna pass out here.
Well, if you ever start rolling advantages, you can get some back.
Wow.
And you had 2 advantages.
2 advantages.
Okay. So you're behind him, but you're struggling. Definitely not used to going through such a thick forest.
Dense terrain.
Yep. There's a point where it gets to the point where you have to slow down enough that you lose sight of him.
Oh no.
And then
Do you have a comm set? A comm link? Hey, you're losing me.
Slow down.
and so it's definitely taking much longer than it should take to cross the forest.
Yeah, I've got a 3-mile comm link, so that's got planetary range on it. So
I just let you know. Hey, I'm falling behind.
Trying to get there alive.
I look behind me and go, "Yeah, you have."
Okay. As you continue driving, go ahead and make a vigilance check.
Both of us.
All 3 of you can.
Oh.
So vigilance is kind of like passive perception in D&D terms.
Difficulty.
It'll be average, so 2 purple. Okay.
1 failure, 1 disadvantage.
1
One
success.
Okay.
I got 1 success, 1 disadvantage.
Okay. So as you since you're driving, you're in the lead, you're paying too much attention to make sure that you don't hit anything. But as you guys are going through the woods, you get to the point where you start to notice a lot of the trees that you're driving by are heavily damaged by with a bunch of carbon scoring or blaster marks in the trees, or trees knocked over. Is becoming much more heavy as you get closer towards the temple.
Do you think there's a defense system still active on the temple? Are you seeing all this blast damage?
What blast
Oh,
damage?
it's blast damage or like rhinocorn kind of stuff going on?
Damage from like blasters.
Oh, okay.
I come to a stop and I examine it,
Okay.
try to see if it's coming all from one direction.
As you stop looking behind it, you see that there's blasts kind of on going both ways on the trees.
Does it look recent?
No.
How old? Is there moss growing over it, or is
Yeah.
it like okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You guys go ahead, pick back up and keep driving. Go ahead and give me another vigilance check if you would. This time just do it as a group vigilance check. So whoever has the highest willpower and the highest skill.
2.
2 willpower, no points in vigilance.
Same.
All of us.
All
I'll
right.
roll for us. then.
Duncan, that was a very like, oh man, GM power here. Yeah.
It's going to be.
Oh, you want to upgrade one? We have destiny points to use.
It's going to be against 1 red and 2 purple.
Oh no.
It'll actually be one red, 1.
Um, 1 failure, 1 advantage.
Okay. As you
Powder.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't eat those.
yeah, my older son used to like them, and like last Christmas my wife bought like a 5-pound bag of them or a 10-pound bag of them. And, like if I eat them, I just plow through them, so I have to hide them and try to get rid of them in some other manner. Yeah.
I mean, Halloween's coming up.
Yeah. Well, nobody comes trick or treating
Oh.
anymore, so
Yeah, that's true.
like we went trick or treating last year, and there was like we probably walked like a mile and a half, and there was like 15 houses that had candy out last year.
Oh.
So
Hopefully this year's better.
I hope so. As you're driving or as you're riding through, You notice the section that you're going, or the section that you're going through. You start to see leaves kind of start fluttering down as you're continuing to drive.
I'll specifically check the canopy though.
Okay. You look up and you don't see any creatures up there. You see the leaves coming from the trees kind of to your right hand side. But you don't see any creatures up there.
And just a heads up, I have movement in the trees to our right. Couldn't identify what it was.
I'm just gonna assume it's a giant spider and try to get out of here.
Yeah, it's fair.
Okay. You guys keep powering through.
Yes. I guess technically it's this because it's one of those handheld ones.
The little walkie-talkies.
Specifically the one Qui-Gon uses in episode 1.
Where it almost looks like more like the Star Trek ones than the Star Wars ones.
The one that's the woman with the
Okay. You guys continue up and with your speeders, and you get up to the point where the cave is marked, or the temple is marked. In front of you, you see the large rocky outcropping with a large entrance on the front. It's probably, the entrance is probably about 30 feet tall and 30 feet wide. Out in front of it, you see they're hard to make out, but you see skeletal remains outside the front of the cave.
because that's not ominous.
So I'd like to backtrack. I put over radio and I speak softly on the radio. I'd like to backtrack to see if we were followed at all before we make any further ingress.
That's fine. That would be
Or
smart.
not. Do you want us to come with you, or do you want us to
No,
examine the front here before we go in?
if you want to examine the front, I'll be quick. I just want to backtrack briefly and
Okay.
stealthily, so I don't want anyone to come with me.
Okay. So you're going to
So use stealth to do that.
just stealth.
What's the matter
It'll
with
be
this?
average, but you gotta step back.
I wouldn't.
So 1 black and 2 purple.
We don't want to get people thinking that
Look,
we're being
what if it's a
aggressive.
giant spider?
Jeez.
Okay.
Well, at least I got 2 success on that one. But that cancels out. So 1 advantage. Unbelievable.
Okay.
I mean, I'm rolling like
Yeah.
4 dice, one of which is upgraded.
You're one of the games that I played on, like on a Saturday game. They like there's no combat the whole time. They kept doing like social checks, and like every check failed. And like, oh, we do this, no, do this, no, do this. It's like, dude, I can't change this. You have to pass it some roll. But nope, sometimes the dice happen.
The worst is when you succeed on the like inconsequential stuff, but the important stuff you
Yep.
just fail on.
So you double back and go ahead and make a perception check. Because now that you're actively searching, it is it'll be 1 purple and 1 black.
Okay. 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay. As you're driving around, look, kind of going back to see if you were being trailed. You continue to notice every so often the leaves coming down, and as you get a fair distance from, or maybe a mile and a half from where the cave is, you start to hear loud footsteps to the side of your speeder. As you look to the side, it's not close enough to see completely, but you see a Rancor over on the side, and he's walking in the direction towards the cave.
I'll come up on the radio. There's a Rancor proceeding towards your direction from the north.
Okay, so I take the speeder, find some like bush to ditch it in,
Okay.
and go find a place to hide.
Okay. Go ahead. So if both of you are there, you can do a group stealth check to hide your speeder.
Difficulty?
It'll be easy. So just one purple, and you get a boost because the forest is very dense.
Can I get a boost because I have tooling, so I can like cut
Sure.
twigs and stuff? 2 successes, 2 advantages.
Okay. So you hide the speeder in between a pair of trees and cover it as best you can with different leaves and branches. And what was the second part of your plan?
Find some place to hide
Okay.
ourselves.
So we'll just put that in with your stealth roll. And are you just following the Rancor? Or
I'm actually going to leap. Use my leap ability
Okay.
to jump into the tree canopy,
Okay.
and I'll do that first before I decide what else I do.
Okay. And then your ability, I know that it's 3 or 4 strain to use.
3 string.
Okay. You leap up into it'll easily leap up into the canopy. And then land on one of the branches up there.
Yeah.
And then you have 1 for soak. Soak you add your brawn to. So your soak should be 4, assuming that you're always in armor. So so that was different. So
And the strain,
uh
do I do anything for that, or just take the 3 strain?
you just take the 3 strain.
Okay.
And again, once you pass your strain threshold, you either pass out or some other thing that basically takes you out of that encounter.
Gotcha.
Either you get too scared to do anything or whatever else. But you're able to leap up into the tree. You land on one of the branches where you're still able to see the Rancor, and it's still moving towards the cave.
And once I'm up there, and I'll take a closer look around the canopy from this height.
You don't see anything else in the canopy.
Is it possible for me to move within the canopy?
Yeah,
Are the branches kind of arranged in a way where I could?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be a coordination check.
Okay.
Which goes off agility, which you're good at. So
Cool. Well, yeah.
just know if your guys will listen.
I have actually 20
We need a dice jail.
standard with 2 purples, or is it easy?
We'll give you a purple. It's easy, but you're not used to this terrain, so you'll get a setback instead of another purple. Purple to black.
Oh yeah, actually 2 success and 4 advantage.
Okay. So with your successes, you're able to easily move around to the position that you want to.
I can use the advantage to remove strain, right?
Yep, you can.
So 1 advantage. So.
Okay. So one advantage, you can find a prime spot to either to keep an eye on it or ambush the Rancor, depending on what your plan is.
Yep, I'll plan on setting up for a ranged attack on it if it continues to go towards the cave.
Okay. It is continuing to go towards the cave.
And I'll dispose my position to you guys so you don't think I'm a combatant.
Okay.
I'll tell you that I update you that where we're taking cover.
We're hitting as best we can.
Some people can't jump crazy high.
Well, you just need to pick a better race. All right. So if you're going to take your shot at the Rancor, and then are you shooting to just draw his attention or actually try to bring him down?
Only if it attacks them.
Okay.
Otherwise, it just walks by and then just
Okay.
let it go.
What if it goes into the cave?
I guess then we know at least where it lives.
So isn't our goal to get into the temple?
You want to intercept it?
No. I don't know what we're gonna do if it goes in though.
It continues to wander towards the cave.
Were you intending to want to go in before it? The problem is you don't know how deep the cave is.
Yeah.
I want to pick up a rock and toss it up against like the trunk of a tree as far away as I can do it, away from the thing,
Okay.
the entrance.
I'll say as you guys are continuing to hide, it gets to a point where you hear where you kind of like Jurassic Park, you hear the ground rumble as it takes its large steps as it gets closer to you guys.
Is this like a greater Rancor or one of the smaller ones?
It's an adult rancor.
Okay.
So, okay. So go ahead and do a range light check. That'll be easy. So just one purple.
So these are just notoriously hard to deal with. I tried a dog for a second.
I don't know what he's going off with.
2 successes, 1 disadvantage.
Okay. You throw the rock and you get it to hit against the tree, and it clanks and kind of goes into the bushes. You see the rancor kind of stop and turn its attention over towards the tree, and then it stops, and then you see it kind of raise its head and starts sniffing as you see its large nostrils flare, and then kind of starts turning back towards the cave and continue walking slowly.
That didn't help.
Well, I say we just wait now.
Yep.
Figure out what it's gonna do.
Okay. It continues going towards the cave entrance, and search again. It's going to try to search for you. If you want to use,
Searching.
if you want to use any destiny points to affect this roll.
Yes, we want to use Destiny Point to make it more difficult for it to find us.
Good thing. It fails. So it continues sniffing around, and it walks past you guys, and kind of starts sniffing around, kind of goes to the other side of the cave. Once it gets up near the front of the cave, it kind of you see it kind of start sniffing, and then like shortly after it breathes in, you see it kind of shake its head and then start walking away from the entrance of the cave.
That is equally ominous, guys.
Yeah, it is.
You're able to continue to track it. It kind of keeps going away from the cave and doesn't turn back.
To be fair, this is Dathomir. Everything's ominous on this planet.
Well, let's check it out. Let's go in the cave.
Well, we gotta wait for you to get here.
I'm there.
Okay.
I jumped down.
In the tree above us.
Okay. So you drop down.
Yeah.
And you see the cave entrance in front of you. There are speeders hidden over on the side, covered in leaves. Let me go check on Dylan really quickly.
All right.
All right. So you guys have the cave entrance in front of you.
Yeah.
Your speeder's still covered.
Yep. I pull out my glow rod, I think it is. Yeah, my glow rod, and switch it on.
Okay.
So you're the only one that got a glow rod.
I didn't go through any of the equipment because I wanted to start playing.
Okay.
You guys can all have flashlights. It's okay.
Are they called flashlights or glow rods? Though?
Glow rods.
I like glow rods better.
Flashlight. As you approach the cave, you get you get the smell of kind of rotted meat as you approach the mouth of the cave, and
I'm cold.
I turned down. I normally keep it at 73.
They're like 72.
I turned down because I some people like corner, but I know you're right under event, and there's a big event there that goes this way. And so, well, the guy who lives in a place at 65, he always takes that chair. It's like, I want the vent.
Nice.
You keep it. So, you guys illuminate your lights, looking into the cave. You see it goes back for a fair distance, probably about 100 feet or so. As you shine your lights around, you see that there's very little inside of it. Go and make a group perception check.
I have 1 point in perception and 2 cunning.
I have
Probably the one.
3 cunning and 1 perception.
There you go.
Perception.
It'll be an easy check, but I'll upgrade till you guys give me all the points back. So,
All right.
yep.
Oh yeah, 3 successes and 1 disadvantage.
Okay. So as you move through, you're shining the lights around. You see that there's a large stone table out in front of you, but anything that's on there has been taken or knocked to the ground and broken. It looks like this place has probably been looted multiple times. As you shine over to the corner, you see carcasses of some type of bird that's on this planet. That's kind of over in the corners. That's where you're guessing the smell is coming from. And then you see 3 tunnels leading off. There's one that goes to the right, and then there's 2 different ones that are directly ahead of you, separated by probably about 30 feet of cave wall.
Are the carcasses eaten at all?
As you get closer to look at them, you can tell that they've been eaten from.
And they're raw?
I pull my blaster pistol out with my other hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we split the party.
Yes.
You
No.
left, I'll go the right.
I guess I'll take the middle.
Oh no, I was joking though.
She's like, what? No, I don't shoot. This
I
is
know.
decoration.
It is.
This is for decoration and intimidation. That's it.
Not even good at intimidating.
People just have to believe I'll shoot them. Okay. Let's say looking around the rest of this room, you see a bunch of stuff just broken on the floor. So the kind of dead animal carcasses over in the corner, and then you have the 3 paths leading off.
Is there any evidence of anything going through any particular path?
Go and make a perception check.
What's the difficulty?
It'll be average, and I won't give you a setback because you have your flashlight. So.
So 1 failure.
Okay. Looking at the ground with kind of how everything's just scattered, you're not able to make out any details of like recent movements.
Okay.
If I go up to the left tunnel, do I hear anything out of it? Any wind, other noises?
Going up to the left tunnel, you don't hear anything. You feel more moisture in the air.
Okay. I don't know what to do with that information.
Okay.
Right is right, right?
Gotta pick one to start. So.
Sure.
Okay.
Go the right.
All right. You head down to the path to the right. It probably goes for about 20 feet off of the main corridor. And when you get down to the end, it looks like it dead ends, but you can see that it's a rock that's kind of been placed there to enclose it.
Is there any way around it?
You'd have to physically move the rock or break the rock to get through it.
Let's just keep going to the right.
Okay.
We'll go, so the middle one.
Okay. You head back out and you follow towards the middle. As you go down the cave to the middle, you also start to feel more moisture in the air. It leads, this one probably goes about 50 feet back out of the cavern, and you see a large green pool of water out in front of you. And in the middle of the pool of water, you see probably about a 15-foot circular island out there. Going to your left, you see a path that kind of just goes around the lake. And then you see the other path or a tunnel going back towards the main area.
Okay. How far is that island?
It's about 30 feet out.
Can we see anything on the island?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Difficulty?
It'll be average.
30 feet within medium range.
Yeah,
Are we doing it as like a group perception?
if you'd like to.
One failure and a triumph.
Is there something on the island we can even see over there for we'd want to go on it?
That's what I was just
Sorry,
rolling
yeah.
for.
Oh, it's really,
I had a failure and a triumph on it.
Should we roll to then?
Oh, perception.
what was the roll? Perception?
Just average 2 purple.
2 success and 1 threat.
One threat and 2 advantages.
1 fail and 2 advantages.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you look towards the island and you see I was trying to find your name didn't update it on this one. So Usagi, you look towards the island and you see that the island it's shaped almost like it's not naturally shaped. So whenever this was created, you can tell that somebody kind of smoothed the side downs or modified it. You see it kind of comes up to almost like a cone, but then the top of it's chopped off, and then you can see that there's a recession inside of it.
A recession, like a hollowed
Like,
out.
yep. You had 2 advantages.
Mhm.
You look down, and in the water, you see there's sets of stones, kind of spaced apart, that you could use to walk across to get to there. But it's not like they're probably like 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot wide. So you'd have to kind of jump across them. It's not wide enough to be like a bridge or a solid walkway.
Do you want to cover me while I check it out?
And then you roll a triumph.
With a failure, so I don't have the
Okay.
success part of that.
Okay. As you're looking at the land in the middle, you notice you see that it comes up in a cone, but down near the base of the cone, you see a bunch of small circles that are kind of look like they're drilled in or created along like the base at where the water line is.
Okay. So I take one of my tools out. If she points out where those stones are, and I kind of poke one of them to make sure that they'll actually support his weight if he wants to go across
I'll
it.
just jump over there.
Oh,
No.
that's right. You can jump. Man.
I can leap all the way to the top of that thing.
Well, I still want to check those things.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
tall is this pedestal?
It probably comes about 15 feet up.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I still want to check the rocks, make
Okay.
sure that they'll support our weight if we go across.
Yeah.
You go down there and you take out one of your tools and you kind of push it down. It doesn't have any give to it.
Okay, that's good.
You said the water's green, like
Mhm.
algae green?
Not algae green, but just kind of a green coloration to it. You can,
Am I noticing any like corrosion on my tooling?
no.
Okay.
I don't
Uh,
trust green water.
And I point out
Make a survival check on the water.
those
Okay.
holes that he was talking about in case they're some sort of trap or something like that.
2 success, 1 threat.
Okay. You kind of looking at the water, you don't see anything living in it. You assume probably not because of the water itself, but just because of the location. There would not really much to sustain anything in here for them to eat. You don't notice like any bacteria or algae in the water. It has a slight movement to it, so it's not it's not stationary.
So what's causing the green color?
It's just a coloration of the water.
Have we looked at all of the little holes at the bottom of the pedestal?
No, not yet.
That's what I just pointed out to him.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
And so I get my pistol ready if you're going to jump over.
All right.
I'll go over to the other tunnel and wait as well.
All right,
Okay.
I'll take the restrain with the intent to jump to the top of the pedestal.
Okay. You make your super leap and you're able to land onto the. Are you landing in the recessed area
Yeah.
or onto the
Yes.
edge?
Spider-Man leap.
Okay.
1 arm up. Yep.
All right.
Mm.
You land on the very top. Looking at the recessed area, it goes down probably about 3 feet. You see where the first couple feet kind of matches the same texture of the outer wall, but then the bottom, it's much more of a kind of dirt or powdery surface or substance. Okay.
I'll put my glow light down there and
Okay.
try to illuminate it, look at it a little better, inspect it.
Okay. You illuminate down there. You looking at the dirt, it's from your survival roll, you can tell that it's kind of just over time, some of the roof has kind of just broken off from like, not broken off, but like kind of dropped down in powder form. That's kind of just built into here over time.
I'll try digging into it with my hand and scooping it out.
Okay.
Some good old dust.
Yeah. See if there was something on the bottom of it.
As you scoop it out, go ahead and give me a coordination check. It will be 1 purple and 1 red.
Oh, that sounds like a trap.
And then go ahead and flip a black one to turn the other purple to a
That's a
red one.
difficult roll to scoop out dirt.
Go ahead and change your other purple to a red one. So I'm gonna use
Oh.
a destiny point to.
Can I use one of our destiny points?
You can.
Yes.
And that upgrades a green to a yellow, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, both people can take, as long as there's originally 1 in each pool, both people can use on the same roll.
All right, well, I succeed.
Okay.
2 successes, no threats. Oh, no, 1 threat.
Okay.
2 successes, 1 threat.
So go and take a strain for your threat. You're able to slowly scoop out the dirt. As you scoop out the dirt, or kind of move it farther to the edges, you notice inside of there that there is 4 separate circles that have different carvings on them.
Okay.
And next to each of the all of the carvings, all the carvings, or there's the carvings inside of the circle, and then the circle itself, it is deeper than the rest of the carvings. So kind of like it looks like it may move.
Okay. I'll explain that over the radio.
Okay.
Does it look like it matches? I'll describe the carvings. Does it look similar to those holes at the bottom of the pedestal at all?
It does not.
Is there anything around the room, like on the walls or anything, the ground?
Looking around, go ahead, you're gonna make a perception check. It's going to be it's gonna be against 4 purple.
So 2 success and 1 disadvantage.
Okay. As you go looking around, you go around the outside edge, you see over here on the wall where it looks like there's a it's not recessed, but like a kind of cutout, or not a cutout, but like a line kind of boxing around an area.
I go over and look at it more.
Okay. It's when you look into it, like where the cutout is, you see it probably goes down about 1 inch deep. There's a little bit of powder in there that's just from kind of over time, as if this hasn't been used in a while. The powder on the bottom is less prevalent than up top, just because how it is. But you don't see anything to push, anything to like activate over there.
The button's probably on the pedestal.
Yeah, so since we haven't found anything, I'll start, I guess, checking out those buttons
Okay.
or whatever they are. Figure out if they're buttons or whatever they are.
Yeah, when you put weight on them, it sinks maybe 1/4 of an inch. You can hear it kind of click. When you push one down and you hear it click, looking around, you don't see any visible change.
And I'll go to the next one as well.
Okay. You hit the next one and again look around and don't see any visible change.
And the third,
The third, same thing,
and the fourth.
and same thing.
Okay. Do they come back out again or they stay recessed?
They come back up.
Okay. I'll try several different orders and combinations.
Okay. You try several different orders and combinations. The combination that finally works is if all 4 are pressed down at the same time.
Okay.
Once you do this, from the little holes on the side of the pillar, you hear bubbling as the liquid starts to turn to gas, and starts kind of creeping up the side of the pillar. When this happens, the alcove in front of you see goes back about 1 inch or so and then slides. And inside there, you see a black sphere.
All right, I run over to where the alcove is.
Okay. You see the sphere sitting in there. It's on a small little pedestal.
So what we came here for?
I'm assuming so.
Yep.
I'm scared to touch it though.
Are there any markings on it?
It is the sphere itself has no markings on it. It's a kind of like a wispy, dark, black sphere. So kind of like a dirty obsidian, I guess would be the kind
Does it look like it would perfectly fit within this half sphere recess?
It's much smaller than
Oh,
that.
okay.
Is it very obviously booby traps?
Go ahead and make a perception check. It'll be average.
I'm going to be examining it too to see if
Yeah.
it's booby trapped.
Okay. Min does not find anything that looks like a trap.
One success, one advantage.
You do not find anything that looks like a trap.
Okay.
But the liquid in the pedestal is bubbling?
The liquid in the, so it has the island, and then at the bottom it has kind of like the little circles.
Uh-huh.
So it's once all four were pressed down, the water started bubbling, and then it kind of starts misting up the pedestal. So at this point, it's probably about halfway up towards where Usagi is.
Okay. So I pull out a pair of like pliers or something,
Okay.
grab the thing,
Okay.
shove it in my tool bag,
Okay.
and we start making a break for it.
Okay. You grab it. Nothing happens. You're able to put it into the bag.
All right.
Let's go.
Start going.
I'll
Yeah,
spend
probably.
another 3 to leap.
Okay. Once you leap off the circles, the bubbling from the water stops and the gas stops rising,
Okay.
and the panel closes shut.
Oh, interesting.
As you start heading out, you start heading down the cave, and you hear a low growl coming from the exit of or down the path of the path that you came down. So out towards here.
Our side quest.
Point my blaster in that direction,
Okay.
as well as my flashlight.
Okay. And then we will go to initiative. It's 9 o'clock. So I don't know if anybody needs to stop at this point or if you want to just finish it.
I am okay with finishing that.
Okay. All right. So let's go to go to initiative. So since you were able to hear the growling out there and kind of haven't seen it yet, it's going to use your cool versus your vigilance. So you're going to roll what your skill is, but against no negative dice. And then tell me how many successes and how many advantages you get.
1 and 1.
2 successes, 1 advantage.
Okay.
What that gas was.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, but Min wants to know everything.
Okay. You looking down the hall currently, you still can't see anything, but you hear the growling coming from down there. It is a player's turn first. So we'll put you guys over here. And Yosaki, Min, and
I'll be in the forward position
okay.
with my shield out.
And Dark. No, I'll say Darko, but that's wrong.
Dara.
Dura. All right. Okay. So on this one, you are not fixed to an initiative spot based on your wall. The first PC who would like to go is able to, and then it'll be an NPC slot.
And there's no visual yet.
No, you just hear growling coming from down here.
All right, I'll move forward.
Okay, you move forward and go ahead and make a perception check.
Any negative dice?
It'll be average. So 2 purple.
1 failure and just 1 failure.
Okay. You move closer, you hear the growling getting louder, but you're not able to identify where it's at.
Okay, and I will take a defensive stance.
Okay. And that's the one that you upgrade attacks against you. It costs you 1 strain, if I remember. right.
Number of strain,
You get
1
to
strain,
the-
yep.
Okay. So if something attacks you, it has to upgrade its roll. Okay. You see, as you prepare to get ready for it, you see a Darko Dark Oak Panther come around the corner and leap towards you. And what is your melee defense? I know it's high.
2.
2 for attack, and you give it a upgrade because of your defensive thing. So that should be one dice. Any other defensive things?
No, just defensive stance and 2 defense.
Okay.
Deflection doesn't do anything in melee, right?
No, deflection just does range. Once and do this first.
Okay, really useless.
As it runs around the corner, you see it first. It just looks past you towards the rest of the group. When this happens, Min, you feel yourself get lifted off the ground
Oh, no, okay.
and thrown back towards the water. Go ahead and make a coordination check to avoid falling in.
Against,
We'll make it average, so just 2 purple.
advantages.
Okay, so we'll say you fall halfway in. You're able to kind of catch part of it as you're going down.
I get to see what the mist is, I
Yeah, I
guess.
know, now we have to figure it out. Is it burning?
I'm sure
Oh,
it's
man.
fine. Sure it's no problem at all.
I'm gonna suddenly just be bald on half my body.
So it is going to hit you for 7 damage.
Jeez.
Me?
Yeah. As it leaps toward you, so you'd subtract your soak,
Okay.
and whatever's left you take as wounds.
Okay.
As it pounces towards you. And so you're not fully in the water. Next, it'd be the next player's turn. Whoever would like to take the slot.
I guess I'm gonna get out of the water.
Okay. Go ahead and make a coordination check since you're, or you can do either athletics or coordination. I don't know if you have a difference between the two.
Yeah, I have one. actually.
Okay. It'll be average. You can take a boost dice since you're able to catch yourself on your reaction.
One success and 2 advantages.
Okay. So you're able to pull yourself all the way out of the water. Looking down at your legs, and it's because it's dark, you can't really tell if anything is strange, but you don't feel any different than as if you were just in water. So that'd be your move there. So you just have an action left if you'd like to.
What is the range I would be at for shooting right now?
Right now you'd be at medium range.
Ooh. I'm not gonna shoot just because I'm not very accurate with the time.
Okay. And when you shoot, if people shoot into melee combat, you upgrade a roll. So your purple becomes a red, and then if you get a despair, you actually shoot your friend versus.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that.
NPC and next player. So Darrell,
It's only the one panther.
That we see.
that you're aware of.
Okay,
Oh,
so and you're in melee. It's in melee with
I'm
you.
engaged, yeah.
I'll shoot at it.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Should be fine. It's only a 1 in 12 chance. Yeah.
What's my range?
You're at short range.
So that's 1.
Yep, on purple.
Okay.
But since you're shooting in the combat, you get upgraded to a red.
Oh yeah.
So we have the chance of a despair to shoot him. And back.
1 success flat.
Okay. What's the damage on your pistol?
6 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Go back to the top of the round.
Well, I'll stack it with my shield.
Okay. So it'd be a melee check. And it's melee is always against 2 purple.
Okay. So 5, 4, so 4 success, 2 threat.
God dang.
And so with the extra success, I can upgrade damage, right?
Yeah, it adds the damage.
So
So it'd be whatever your damage is, which is probably like 1 or 2.
2
2 plus
because of
brawn.
my point blank. So +4.
Point blanks for shooting.
Anything that's light, ranged light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're-
So this is, oh, well, this is will be a melee technically.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's your brawn, like typically shields like your brawn +1, and then whatever your successes are. So
So brawn +1 would be 4.
and then +4 successes. So
Not
8
including
damage.
that first success.
No, it includes it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So-
White
total
Wolf, White
8.
Wolf gets rid of the first one. This one, they all go towards it.
Oh.
So
So
8
8.
total. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
You whack the panther in the face with your shield.
And it's disoriented.
Okay. For disorient, you have to have 2 advantages to activate it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's an ability, and then it'd give it a black dice on its attack for the turn.
Never mind, I didn't have any advantage.
Yep, no worries. Let me look it up. I'll put it there. Okay. It is not happy with you, but is going to.
I was reluctantly respectful. Decides to leave.
It might. 2 purple, and you said 2 black. It swipes at you.
Oh, and I stay in defensive stance, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so then take 1 more strain. You take one more strain for keeping it active.
Yeah.
Or for activating it for them. It is going to hit you. It's me for 7 damage. Oh, the only one advantage left. So you get a minus your soak again.
Good.
And go ahead and flip one of my destiny points over. After it hits you, you feel an unnatural force pull you back, and you end up on the ground by Darrow.
Okay.
As you see the panther kind of starting to turn to run away.
Okay.
Next player. Either Darrow or Min.
You want to take the turn?
Sure, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
I'm still at short
Yep.
range.
Still short range. The last destiny point to upgrade your check.
I'm gonna use one of these to upgrade this.
Okay.
At least he's not in melee engaged with it anymore.
Yeah.
1 advantage.
Okay. You shoot at it. Blasters hit her on the ground around it. You see the panther. Well, it's still has his eye, or still watching you. See it get pulled backwards out of your line of sight. Claire.
No. I'll
Good
move
turn
up
the rest
and
of
join with them for now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Top of the round.
Is there an action to like rest and regain strain or anything?
There's not.
Not
At
in
the-
combat.
Yeah.
some people have talents that let you do it,
Mm.
but there's not an action to a direct action to let you do it. If you have stim packs, you can regain wounds, but not strength.
Mm.
And they're
You can use a medicine roll technically, but
Hmm.
that I think takes more than a round.
okay. What would you like to do?
But any action I take can let me potentially regain strain, right?
Right, if you have advantages.
So I'll
So did I lose one of my strain points from having that one advantage, even though I missed?
Yeah, if you want to use it for that.
All right, I will use it for that.
So like if you wanted to hide
I'll
the group,
stealth, yeah.
if you want to hide the group.
Let's go over here behind this wall.
Okay.
Standard.
It'll be 2 purple and actually it'll be easy, 1 purple.
All right, so first off, we are successful with 2 success, and I'll
Okay.
heal myself for strain.
Okay. As he pulls you all towards the wall, able to find a crack in there to keep you in cover. You no longer hear the roar out front. You guys kind of stay in the crack for a while, and you never hear the animals come back.
Okay.
I'll take the lead. Let's go check outside. I'll have my shield down.
Okay.
Okay.
You're able to head out. No creatures inside. You get out. You see. You still see the speeder that was covered. Then you're able to unbury.
Okay.
You can kind of ride on the back or take over the speeder that you left behind, and then head back to town.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. You guys get back to town, and you're able to head to the starport. Foible is there.
Turn our speeders back in.
Okay.
I don't want that kind of debt on.
Get our driver's licenses back here.
All right. You turn it back in. It's like, oh, that's a much less time than you said. Here you go. And he gives you 30 credits back.
You take
Oh,
15,
how
I take
nice.
15.
When you arrive at the ship, were you able to find the sphere?
I open up my bag, hold it out with the pliers.
Oh, we totally should have used it. I don't know what it does. We should have used it.
All right. Well, let's head out of here before any more trouble happens. He heads back onto the ship, and you guys head home.
All right.
And that's where we'll end.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and take 10 experience.
I know Nelly.
Naboo Nelly.